What's up, guys? I just wanted to get on real quick and kind of give you an outline of what a private buyer is and what their price sheet looks like. So right here, I'm gonna show you who I sell all of my stuff to, and it's Atlas Mobile. The guys over there, man, they're great. It's Will and Eric, and they're based in Pennsylvania. Super good guys, super honest. I highly recommend them. Let's go ahead and dive into the price sheet. So first of all, any private buyer that you deal with, they're going to have the date that the items need to be delivered by in order for you to receive these prices. So as you can see on their price sheet for this week, it's going to be April 19th. The reason they have to do this is because prices, they fluctuate from week to week, and some weeks they can't offer as much as they can other weeks just because of how the market changes. That's completely fine. So for this week, everything needs to be to them by April 19th, which is Friday, and it's pretty much always going to be a Friday. They have the full right to do any deductions for incorrect grading and all of that. And of course, they do not accept stolen items. Items must be legally obtained. And again, all of this is on their price sheet. I'm going to have a link to it below this video. You can check it out yourself. Once you go ahead and get onto it, make sure you click this and join their weekly mailing list. What that means is every single week when they update their prices, you're going to get an email to it. There's two different ways that they can pay you. They can pay you upfront by you creating a PayPal invoice, which we'll create a separate video for. That's good, except you're going to have to pay for PayPal fees, which is about 3%. Or you can send your phones up front to them, and they will do a bank wire to wire that money to your bank. That's what I do. You're going to save a lot of money because you don't have to worry about those bank wire or about the PayPal fees. So, get to know them. Once you trust them, I definitely recommend sending them phones up front. So let's go ahead and dive into the prices. So for every single model, they have prices for unlocked, for T-Mobile, for AT&T, and just regular carrier lock like Sprint phones. Okay, now usually a swap would be a situation like if you send a phone off and Apple, for example, if it was Apple Care, they might send you the phone back. They refurbish it or they might send you a completely new phone. So that would fall under the swap category. A grade A phone is going to pretty much be a phone that has no damage to it, no scratches. It's pretty much exactly brand new, just doesn't really have the box. A grade B phone is going to be a phone that just has normal regular use. It's just your regular day-to-day phone. Grade C is going to be a phone with just a regular cracked screen, but a good LCD, which is right beneath the screen. And then grade D is the bad LCD, which of course you don't want to buy, but they do buy them from you if you do. And then DOA, that's going to be dead on arrival. That's usually phones that do not power on, and these are the prices that they pay you if these phones do not have iCloud on them. So as you can see, you can go ahead and you can scroll. Obviously, swap is going to be the highest, and it's going to go down as you go from left to right. And they have these for just about every phone. Go ahead and pay attention. It's going to tell you how much that they take off if the phone has a cracked back. For an XS Max, it would be $100. So if it's a grade B phone, instead of them paying $715, they're going to pay you $615 for it. Let me see. So again, we have them for XS Max. Once you go down to XRs, the price for a cracked back begins to get lower. They go from $100 to $80 off, then $60 off for an X, $60 off for 8 Plus and 8, $40 off for the cracked back of the 7 Plus. So as you can see, once you begin to have a lower model phone, each deduction is going to be lesser, or I'm sorry, it's going to be less than what it was for a newer phone. And right now, they only are purchasing iPhone 7s and above just because of the issues that they've been having overseas with locked phones and the carrier locked. And they have their own little grading scale. It's going to be on the second tab here. Pretty much every single private buyer is going to have one. It's going to show. Just take a look for it yourself. If you have any questions about the condition of a phone, check the grading scale, and it's going to exactly show you everything. So it's going to outline the grade A, the grade B, the grade C, the grade D. The swap, which is what I was talking about, they only accept genuine Apple swaps. So the model number is going to have an N. It's going to be never activated. HSO is, I believe, headset only. So it's almost similar to a swap. It's pretty much a brand new phone that just doesn't have any of the accessories or the box or anything like that in it. They accept phones with a bad ESN. Again, just make sure your phones are not stolen. Make sure they're obtained legally, and they have everything as far as what they would pay for an aftermarket screen on the phone, if the phone had heavy scratching or a Touch ID, all of that. They lay that out on there. Then they have their own new category. So again, these phones usually they need to be within 30 days of being activated. If they are activated, and they have all their prices for if the phone is sealed versus if it's open. Usually the prices will be about the same if it's sealed or open. As you can see from the exit for the AT&T, it's not the same with T-Mobile, but usually they're all going to be the same except if it's unlocked, and then you'll start to really see a big difference between sealed and open. So, for example, they'll pay $940 for a sealed XS Max unlocked gold, and they would only pay $885 if it's open. So you definitely want to check that out. Make sure that you're sending them the phones and you're getting the right amount of money for them. They're honest people, so they'll catch something if you don't. But again, they have those all the way down to iPhone 7. And again, that HSO that you see right here, that's headset only. So that's just pretty much a new phone that just doesn't have the accessories. They have really good iCloud prices. So as you can see, here they are. For example, they'll pay an XS Max grade A or B, they'll pay $510. For the iCloud locked prices, generally the carrier will not matter because it's iCloud locked anyway. So it doesn't matter if it's a Sprint phone, if it's unlocked, they're generally going to pay usually the same price. And you can just scroll down there and see what they have for every phone that you might have. And then PGL, if you have any questions about that, it actually is down here. It's going to show you pretty much that it's stuff with a bad microphone, bad speaker, bad Touch ID, Face ID, anything like that. It's its own little category, and you can find that in the PGL tab. And again, PGL, that actually stands for Power On with Good LCD. They buy MacBooks. You can go ahead and check out through there. If you are one that sells MacBooks, they have pretty good prices for MacBooks. They have Apple Watches. Another thing with Apple Watches is they have much different prices from new to used. If you can grab a new Apple Watch, they're going to be able to pay you a good bit more than if it was used. Usually it's a $60 difference. As you can see, it's about $60. You don't, once it gets to grade C, it's almost not worth selling, but they will pay you for them also. They take off $25 if it doesn't have the charger and $10 if it doesn't have the band. NIB, that stands for New in Box. They have iPads. They have different ones for Wi-Fi, cellular, all of that. So they will also buy your iPads. They have a separate section for used iPads, just like phones. So if you look back, or just remember, they have a separate section for used phones versus new in box phones, because the new in box is usually going to be higher. So they have their used iPads here, and then they have their Samsung devices. As you know, the market for Samsung phones are not as high as iPhones. That's okay, but if you do have Samsung phones, they'll purchase those from you. And they've got their nice little disclaimer back here. Make sure they're legally covered. Again, they're a legitimate business, and they're not going to do things illegally. They want to make sure that you're doing things legally. And just to prove how legitimate they are, right now while I'm on their Google document, if you look up here, there's 76 total viewers on their page, which is really, really good. If you go to most private buyers, they've only got like 5, maybe 10 people looking at their page. So Atlas Mobile, they've got great prices. They're very well respected, very well used. I use them all the time. I send them my stuff, and then they pay me when they receive it because I trust them. So again, guys, if you're just looking for somebody to send your phones to, if you want a quick turnaround on your margins or on your profit, go ahead and hit up Atlas Mobile. Let me pull this up real quick. They've got their contact info right here. Eric and Will are actually in our Facebook group. Go ahead and send them a friend request, send them a message, and they're really, really good about answering questions. But guys, if you have any other questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. I'm not really going to go over a video right now about packaging up phones for them, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to package them up in a safe manner before you ship them off to them. But again, guys, thank you very much. Have any questions, just drop it below. Thank you.